Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we will discuss about types of RNA molecules and their structures, stability, and what are the functions of different types of RNA molecules. So in short we will discuss about the RNA world. Okay, so let's discuss. See what is there. In the previous classes also I have told you that DNA synthesizes RNA and RNA molecules are single stranded, and the direction of RNA molecule is 5' to 3'. There are three different types of RNA molecules. You must be knowing about it: mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. Okay, so mRNA, tRNA and rRNA combiningly, they all are used for the protein synthesis or translation. Okay, mRNA is the messenger, tRNA it brings the amino acids, and rRNAs they are present in the ribosome and they help in the protein synthesis, and binding of mRNA and binding of tRNA during protein synthesis they help. Okay, so let's discuss in a very details about the structures and types of RNA molecules. See here, RNA's types and structures. Three different types of RNA molecules are there: mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. mRNA, let's discuss about the first one, mRNA. mRNA is called the messenger RNA. Why it is called the messenger? Because it carries the message from the gene for the protein synthesis. The message is encoded in the form of codons, in the form of coding sequence in mRNA, and this message is read by the ribosome for protein synthesis. Okay, so let's discuss about the mRNA structure and its stability. mRNA, it is mostly made up of many ribonucleotides. See, already in the previous classes I have told you that ribonucleotides are the monomeric units of RNA molecule. Ribonucleotides means what? Adenine, guanine, cytosine and uracil. Thymine is not present in case of RNA molecules. Okay, so mRNA, it is its molecular weight is about 5000 Dalton and its sedimentation coefficient is 85. About 10 to 15% of cellular RNAs are mRNAs. Okay, and these mRNAs, see what are the structures, what about the structure of mRNA molecule? mRNAs, when they are synthesized from the gene, these mRNAs, they are not processed. Okay, means they are having what? The coding and non-coding sequences of the gene, exons and introns of the gene, and later on after the transcription or mRNA synthesis is over, then after they are processed. They are 5' capped, 3' poly-A tailed, and the introns or the non-coding sequences are removed out. So I have drawn here the diagram of a primitive mRNA or pre-mRNA, which are also known as heterogeneous nuclear RNA molecules. Just after transcription is over, this structure is there. Okay, so let's discuss. See, this is the 5' end of the mRNA molecule. This is the 5' end, and in the 5' end, see, capping is over. Capping means what? A nucleotide guanine, it is linked to the 5' end of all the heterogeneous nuclear RNAs. This guanine is methylated at the 7th position. So I have written here 7mg, or it is M7G called. Okay, this 7mg or guanine residue which is methylated in the 7th position, it maintains what? It protects the mRNA from the RNA's enzymes activities. Okay, and it protects the mRNAs, which is considered as the cap of mRNA. Okay, then towards the 3', see, and I have written about 200 to 250 adenine residues. These are added to the 3' end of the mRNA molecule during processing after transcription is over. This is called polyadenylation or tailing of mRNA. This tail, it maintains stability of mRNA molecule. Then what happens after the cap? It is there. This is the leader sequence. This is the initiation codon. Means the coding zone of mRNA, it starts from here. The coding zone of mRNA, it starts from here, from the AUG, and it ends here with the UAA. AUG is the initiation codon or starting codon of all the mRNAs. AUG codes for the methionine amino acid in case of eukaryotes, and it codes for the formyl methionine amino acid in case of prokaryotes. AUG is considered as the initiation codon or the start codon. And in case of the termination codon, termination codons are of three different types: UAA, UAG and UGA. These three codons, they do not code for any amino acid. So these are known as nonsense codons or termination codons, which are present towards the end of the coding region of mRNA. See, AUG is the initiation codon and UAA I have here written about the termination codon. In between these, this is the coding region. This coding region, it codes for the amino acids which are brought during protein synthesis by tRNA molecule for protein synthesis. Okay, so this is the coding region. So this is all about the structure. Let's look about the leader sequence and trailer sequence which are present ahead of initiation codon and later of what, termination codon. See, initiation codon, it starts from AUG, and before that one non-coding sequence is there, that is called leader sequence. This leader sequence of mRNA, it is having a great role for protein synthesis. In case of prokaryotes, this leader sequence, see here, I have written here, leader sequence in prokaryotes, it contains a sequence called Sine-Dalgarno sequence. This Sine-Dalgarno sequence it contains certain nucleotide sequence which is complementary to the 16S rRNA of 30S ribosome of prokaryotes, so that the 30S ribosomal subunit can be easily linked to the leader sequence here. Because the leader sequence, it contains a particular sequence called Sine-Dalgarno sequence which is complementary to the 16S rRNA. So the 16S rRNA of 30S ribosomal subunit, smaller ribosomal subunit, can easily bind to the mRNA molecule during protein synthesis. And in case of eukaryotes, it is called Kozak consensus sequence. This is also complementary to the 18S rRNA molecule of 40S smaller ribosomal subunit. So this leader sequence, it is having a very important role so that the ribosomes can bind to the 5' extreme end of the mRNA during protein synthesis. Then the ribosome, it moves ahead and it reads the codon sequences, and tRNAs, they bring the amino acids depending upon the type of codon molecule, codons, okay, and these tRNAs, they come one after another. These amino acids are linked by peptide bond to form a polypeptide chain of protein synthesis during translation. Okay, so this is all about the structure of mRNA. This mRNA, it is having about 5000 Dalton its molecular weight, and it is having the sedimentation coefficient of 85. What is sedimentation coefficient? Sedimentation means this is a process of sedimentation or centrifugation. If the cytoplasm, it is centrifuged, then these mRNAs, they stabilize, they form a layer or they form a sediment, and the sedimentation is 85 in case of mRNA molecule, and they make about 10 to 15% of total cellular RNA, the mRNA molecule. Okay, so this is the mRNA molecule structure. Initiation codon, termination codon, and between that coding region is there. Then it is 5' capped, 3' tailed, and the non-coding sequences or introns are removed during the post-transcriptional modifications or processing, that is called splicing. Then after this mRNA, it is now ready for moving to the cytoplasm for protein synthesis. So this is about the structure of mRNA. Now come to tRNA molecule. tRNA is the second type of RNA molecule, and tRNA, why it is called T? Because of transfer. Its role is to transfer the amino acids from the cytoplasm to the ribosome, as ribosome is the protein synthetic site. Okay, so these tRNAs are also known as adapter molecules because as per the codon sequence of mRNA, they bring one after one amino acids to the ribosomal subunit. Means during protein synthesis, the protein synthetic site, it is the protein synthetic site, one after one amino acids are brought by the tRNA molecules. So these are also known as tRNA molecules, are also known as adapter molecules. Okay, and tRNAs are the smallest type of RNA molecules, and they do not form any sedimentation during centrifugation. So these are also known as soluble RNA molecules. This tRNA molecule structure, it was first revealed by Robert Hulley in 1965. Okay, and according to Robert Hulley, he had made one model that is called clover leaf model. The structure of tRNA is like this. It is having 5 arms. This tRNA, it is also single stranded like the mRNA, but it is folded upon itself, forming the 5-arm structure. And different arms, they are having different nucleotide sequence, and different arms also have different functions. So 5 arms are there: acceptor arm, DHU arm, T pseudouracil C arm, variable arm, and anticodon arm. So one by one we will discuss all about the structures of the tRNA molecule. See, acceptor arm, this is the end. It contains both the 5' and 3' ends of tRNA molecule. This zone, it is called the acceptor arm. It doesn't have a loop, it is just having a stem. Okay, each arm is having a stem and a loop like structure, but it is not having any loop. The acceptor arm, it contains about 7 base pairs here and 4 unpaired nucleotides. Out of 4 unpaired nucleotides, 1 nucleotide which is present free, unpaired nucleotide, is a purine nucleotide. It may be adenine or guanine and is present towards the 5' end of the tRNA molecule. And towards the 3' end, there is a CCA sequence which is fixed in almost all the tRNA molecules. This CCA sequence is called amino acid attachment site, because this tRNA molecule, they bind with the amino acid here. The amino acids, they come and bind here. This is called amino acid attachment site. Okay. Then come to the second arm. See, first one is over, then DHU. DHU, why it is called? It is dihydrouridine arm. Dihydrouridine arm, it is having about 4 to 5 base pairs in the stem and about 7 to 11 unpaired nucleotides in the loop. In the loop portion, there is no Watson and Crick base pairing is seen. Okay. Only unpaired nucleotides are seen, and 7 to 11 unpaired nucleotides are seen in the loop. And out of these 7 to 11 unpaired nucleotides, UH2 means hydrouridine. This is a unusual base. Uracil, it is modified. Hydrouridine, 2 hydrouridines are present, so it is dihydrouridine. Di means 2. So dihydrouridine arm it is called. Actually, what is the function of this arm? This arm, it provides a site, it provides a place for the binding of the enzyme which activates the amino acids before binding to the tRNA. Okay, so amino acid activating enzyme binding site, it is present in the DHU arm. What is the enzyme which activates the amino acid? It is called amino acid tRNA synthetase. These enzymes are very much specific for the amino acid activation, and as there are 20 different types of amino acids taking part in the protein synthesis, and each individual amino acid is activated by a particular enzyme, so there are 20 different amino acid tRNA synthetase enzymes. These enzymes, they bind with the tRNA molecule here, and then they activate the amino acid, and amino acid can bind to the tRNA molecule in the acceptor arm. Okay, then come to the third one, T-pseudoracil C arm. This T-pseudoracil C arm, it is also having 4 to 5 base pairs in the stem and about 9 to 11 unpaired nucleotides in the loop. Out of that, there is a sequence called G, T, pseudoracil C and R sequence. R is nothing but a purine here. R is nothing but a purine here. Okay. G is guanine, T is thymine. It is present in the T-pseudoracil C arm. It is thymine. Okay. And pseudouracil, it is a false uracil. It is an unpaired. It is a unusual uracil, and it is cytosine, and R is a purine. So T-pseudoracil C arm, and it is having ribosome binding site. See, just I have told you that tRNA molecules are involved during translation, and they bring the amino acids continuously one after another. So, and they incorporate themselves inside the ribosome. So there is a ribosome binding site in the T-pseudoracil C arm. Okay, this arm is called T-pseudoracil C arm. It is having a ribosome binding site. Then come to the fourth arm, it is variable arm. Variable arm, it is very small and its structure varies. It may be having both stem and loop or only stem. Okay, and the variable arm, it is considered to maintain the stability of tRNA molecule, its function. Then about anticodon arm. Anticodon arm, it is the fifth arm of the tRNA molecule. It contains about 5 base pairs in the stem and 7 unpaired nucleotides. See here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 unpaired nucleotides are present in the anticodon loop. Okay. Out of that, 3 central unpaired nucleotides, they make anticodon. Anticodon means what? See, just I have told you during the mRNA. mRNAs contain codons. Each codon codes for a particular amino acid. So, if AUG is present in the codon, is the codon in the mRNA, then there will be one anticodon in here. And if it is AUG, just the complementary nucleotides, UAC will be there in the anticodon, so that the tRNA can easily recognize the codon sequence, and it will bring the amino acid methionine, just I have told you. Okay, so anticodon is just the complementary to the codon sequence of mRNA. And as there are 20 amino acids, so 20 must be 20 or more than 20 types of tRNA molecules which code different amino acids, and they bring each tRNA, it brings a specific amino acid as per the codon sequence. So this is the anticodon, which is complementary to the codon sequence of mRNA, and due to this anticodon only, the tRNA is able to recognize the codon and to bring the amino acid from the cytoplasm to the protein synthetic site, that is ribosome. Okay. So this is all about the structure of tRNA molecule and the functions of different arms of tRNA molecule. Okay. So tRNA, it is made up of mostly approximately 75 nucleotides and is considered the smallest RNA molecule. Okay. And it is soluble RNA because it doesn't form any sedimentation. And this tRNA, it was first developed by Robert Hawley, and the model is called clover leaf model. Okay, so see, this is the structure of tRNA molecule. Now come to the rRNA. rRNA is the third type of RNA molecule. rRNAs are called ribosomal RNAs. They are present inside the ribosome. Ribosome is nothing but RNA protein complex, means it is made up of only ribosomal RNAs and proteins. Okay, so rRNA molecules are also single stranded, but certain times they are folded upon themselves, forming loop like structures, and inside the loop Watson-Crick base pairing is seen. See, here must be U, AU. Okay, so A pairs with U here, G pairs with C, double bonds between A and U, and G triple bond C. Okay, so Watson-Crick base pairings are seen in the loops of rRNA molecule. When it takes a turn, it forms a loop. Then the complementary nucleotides, they form the hydrogen bondings. Watson base pairing occurs. But these are the unpaired nucleotides present in the straight regions. So this is the non-helical region, and this is the loop of the rRNA molecule. rRNA molecules are considered as the longest type of RNA molecules. Molecular weight is also much more. Okay, and what are the types of rRNA molecules present in case of prokaryotic ribosome and eukaryotic ribosome? Let's discuss. See, what is there? Prokaryotic ribosome, it is 70S. We know that prokaryotic ribosome, it is 70S. It is based upon the sedimentation coefficient. 70S is also known as the Sedberg's unit S. Okay, so 70S, it contains two subunits. Each ribosome, it is having two subunits, smaller ribosomal subunit and larger. So the smaller ribosomal subunit in case of prokaryotes, it is 30S. This 30S smaller ribosomal subunit, it contains 16S rRNA molecule. Sedimentation coefficient is 16. Okay, and the larger ribosomal subunit is 50S. It contains two rRNA molecules, 23S and 5S rRNA molecules. So this is all about the prokaryotic rRNAs. Three different types of rRNAs are found in case of prokaryotes to form the prokaryotic ribosome. Then about the eukaryotes. In case of eukaryotes, the ribosome is 80S. It is having 40S smaller ribosomal subunit and 60S larger ribosomal subunit. 40S smaller ribosomal subunit is having a single rRNA, that is 18S rRNA, its sedimentation coefficient, and 16S ribosomal subunit, it contains 28S, 5S and 5.8S RNA molecules. Three different types of RNA molecules. So completely four different types of rRNAs are found in case of eukaryotes. Okay, so this is all about the structure of mRNA, then structure of tRNA and structure of rRNA, what we have discussed in a very details. And I have also told you the functions of different RNA molecules. Okay, so if any doubt is there, then comment me, ask me, and subscribe my channel for the upcoming videos. And later in the next class, we'll discuss about the we'll discuss how the mRNA molecule, tRNA and rRNA molecules, they are brought and they function together to form the proteins. Protein synthesis we'll discuss, and before that we have to discuss about the genetic codes. So subscribe my channel for the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.